According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Article 680.8a, the minimum horizontal distance from the edge of a pool to an overhead service drop or other electrical conductor must be 10 feet. For connecting pool equipment within the 10-foot clearance zone, twist lock connections are an acceptable method. If the equipment is positioned less than 10 feet from the pool's edge, relocation might be necessary to comply with the NEC guidelines. Above-ground conduit is permitted for running power to the pool equipment, provided it is securely fastened to stockade fencing posts and rails and effectively shielded from potential physical damage. All circuits supplying power to the pool equipment must be equipped with ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFI, protection. The circuit breakers within the subpool must be appropriately sized to handle the load demanded by the pool equipment. All wiring must be properly sized and installed in accordance to the NEC guidelines. Once the electrical work is completed, it is strongly advised to have it inspected by a qualified electrician to guarantee it meets all safety codes and regulations. When dealing with electrical installations near a swimming pool, safety is paramount, and strict adherence to the National Electrical Code (NEC) is crucial to prevent electrical hazards. Let's delve deeper into each of the critical aspects to ensure a safe and compliant installation. Firstly, concerning the horizontal distance of overhead wires from the pool, maintaining a minimum clearance of 10 feet is not just a recommendation, it's a mandatory safety standard. This clearance is designed to prevent accidental contact with live electrical wires, which could be catastrophic, especially in a wet environment like a swimming pool area. This 10-foot rule applies to service drops, which are the overhead wires that bring electricity from the power pole to your house, as well as any other electrical conductors. Secondly, let's discuss equipment connections near the pool. If your pool filter or propane heater is located within that 10-foot zone, you have a couple of options. One viable solution, as mentioned, is the use of twist lock connectors. Twist lock connectors provide a secure and watertight connection, minimizing the risk of accidental disconnection or exposure to moisture. However, it's essential to use twist lock connectors that are specifically rated for outdoor use and are suitable for the voltage and current requirements of your equipment. Another option, if feasible, is relocating the equipment to a location that is at least 10 feet away from the edge of the pool. This eliminates the need for special connectors and ensures compliance with the NEC. Thirdly, regarding the use of above-ground conduit, this is indeed an acceptable method for running electrical wires to your pool equipment, but with specific conditions. The conduit must be securely mounted to a stable structure, such as your stockade fencing posts and rails. This prevents the conduit from sagging, shifting, or being easily damaged. Furthermore, the conduit must be made of a material that is suitable for outdoor use and can withstand exposure to sunlight, moisture, and chemicals. PVC conduit is a common choice for this application, but it's important to use Schedule 40 or Schedule 80 PVC, which are thicker and more durable than standard PVC pipe. In addition to these primary considerations, there are several other important factors to keep in mind. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are a critical safety component for any electrical circuit that supplies power to pool equipment. A GFI is designed to detect even small amounts of current leakage to ground, which could indicate a fault condition. When a GFI detects such a fault, it quickly trips the circuit, cutting off power and preventing electric shock. The NEC requires GFI protection for all outlets and equipment within a certain distance of a pool, typically 10 feet. Make sure that all of your pool equipment is properly grounded. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker and prevent electric shock. The grounding system should be installed in accordance with the NEC and should be regularly inspected to ensure its integrity. Make sure that all wiring is properly sized for the load it will be carrying. Undersized wiring can overheat and cause a fire. The NEC provides tables that specify the correct wire size for different amperage ratings. Consult these tables to ensure that you are using the appropriate wire size for your pool equipment. Use only electrical components that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or all. Listed components have been tested and certified to meet safety standards. This ensures that the components are safe to use and are less likely to cause a fire or electric shock. Before starting any electrical work, always disconnect power to the circuit at the main electrical panel. This will prevent accidental electric shock. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before touching any wires. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. Electricians have the training and experience to safely install and repair electrical systems. They can also ensure that your pool electrical system is in compliance with the NEC. Finally, remember that electrical codes and regulations can vary depending on your location. Check with your local building department to ensure that your pool electrical system meets all applicable requirements. Obtaining the necessary permits is also crucial before commencing any electrical work. Permits ensure that the work is inspected by a qualified electrical inspector, further safeguarding the safety and compliance of your installation. Let's delve into the specifics of selecting the right type of conduit for your pool equipment wiring. While PVC conduit is a popular choice due to its resistance to corrosion and ease of installation, it's crucial to differentiate between Schedule 40 and Schedule 80 PVC. Schedule 80 PVC has a thicker wall than Schedule 40, making it more resistant to physical damage. In areas where the conduit is likely to be exposed to impact or abrasion, Schedule 80 is the preferred choice. Additionally, consider using rigid metal conduit, or RMC, for added protection. RMC is more expensive and more difficult to install than PVC, but it provides superior protection against physical damage and is required in certain applications, such as where the conduit is buried underground or exposed to hazardous conditions. When installing conduit, be sure to use the correct fittings and connectors. These fittings must be listed for use with the type of conduit you are using and must be properly tightened to ensure a watertight seal. Also, consider the expansion and contraction of the conduit due to temperature changes. PVC conduit can expand and contract significantly, which can put stress on the fittings and connections. Use expansion couplings to accommodate this movement and prevent damage to the conduit system. Let's turn our attention to the critical aspects of grounding and bonding in pool electrical systems. Grounding and bonding are essential for preventing electric shock and ensuring the safe operation of your pool equipment. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker and prevent electric shock. Bonding connects all metal parts of the pool electrical system together, creating an equipotential plane. This reduces the voltage difference between different metal parts, which can also help to prevent electric shock. The NEC specifies detailed requirements for grounding and bonding pool electrical systems. These requirements include the use of a solid copper conductor of a specific size, depending on the size of the circuit. The conductor must be connected to all metal parts of the pool electrical system, including the pool structure, the pump motor, the filter housing, and any metal conduit. The grounding and bonding system must be installed in accordance with the NEC and should be regularly inspected to ensure its integrity. Now, let's elaborate on the importance of proper wiring selection and sizing. Choosing the correct wire size for your pool equipment is crucial for safety and performance. Undersized wiring can overheat and cause a fire, while oversized wiring is unnecessary and can add to the cost of the installation. The NEC provides tables that specify the correct wire size for different amperage ratings, voltage drops, and ambient temperatures. When selecting wiring, consider the following factors: the amperage rating of the circuit, the length of the wire run, the voltage drop, and the ambient temperature. The amperage rating of the circuit is the maximum amount of current that the circuit is designed to carry. The length of the wire run is the distance from the circuit breaker to the equipment being powered. The voltage drop is the amount of voltage that is lost along the wire run. The ambient temperature is the temperature of the surrounding environment. Use the NEC tables to select the wire size that is adequate for the amperage rating of the circuit, the length of the wire run, the voltage drop, and the ambient temperature. Also, consider the type of insulation on the wire. The insulation must be suitable for the environment in which the wire will be installed. For example, Wiring that is exposed to sunlight or moisture must have insulation that is resistant to these elements. Let's now emphasize the importance of using listed electrical components. Using electrical components that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as UL, is essential for safety. Listed components have been tested and certified to meet safety standards. This ensures that the components are safe to use and are less likely to cause a fire or electric shock. When selecting electrical components, look for the UL mark or another listing mark from a recognized testing laboratory. The listing mark indicates that the component has been tested and certified to meet safety standards. Do not use electrical components that are not listed. These components may not meet safety standards and could be dangerous. Furthermore, let's discuss the importance of electrical permits and inspections. Before starting any electrical work, it is essential to obtain the necessary permits from your local building department. Permits ensure that the work is inspected by a qualified electrical inspector, further safeguarding the safety and compliance of your installation. The electrical inspector will review your plans and inspect the work to ensure that it meets all applicable codes and regulations. This inspection helps to identify potential safety hazards and ensures that the electrical system is installed correctly. Do not skip the permit process. Working without a permit can result in fines and penalties and can also void your homeowner's insurance policy. Remember to prioritize safety above all else. Working with electricity can be dangerous, especially in a wet environment like a swimming pool area. Always take the necessary precautions to prevent electric shock. Disconnect power to the circuit to the main electrical panel before starting any electrical work. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is energized before touching any wires. Wear rubber gloves and eye protection when working with electricity. Never work alone. Have someone nearby who can assist you in case of an emergency. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. Electricians have the training and experience to safely install and repair electrical systems. In summary, when addressing the electrical needs of your pool equipment, consider the following key points. Firstly, maintaining a safe horizontal distance of overhead wires from the pool is critical, with a minimum clearance of 10 feet as mandated by the NEC. Secondly, twist lock connectors offer a secure and compliant solution for equipment connections within the 10-foot zone, but relocation of equipment beyond this zone is also a viable option. Thirdly, above-ground conduit is permissible for running electrical wires to pool equipment, provided it is securely mounted and protected from damage. Fourthly, GFI protection is essential for all circuits supplying power to pool equipment to prevent electric shock. Fifthly, proper grounding and bonding are crucial for electrical safety, ensuring a path for fault current and reducing voltage differences. Sixthly, selecting the correct wire size based on amperage, length, voltage drop, and ambient temperature is vital for preventing overheating and ensuring efficient operation. Seventhly, using listed electrical components from recognized testing laboratories guarantees adherence to safety standards. Eighthly, obtaining electrical permits and undergoing inspections ensures compliance with local codes and regulations, safeguarding the integrity of the installation. By carefully considering these aspects and adhering to the NEC guidelines, you can create a safe and reliable electrical system for your pool equipment, providing years of enjoyment without compromising safety. Also consider the potential for future upgrades or modifications to your pool equipment. Plan ahead to ensure that your electrical system has the capacity to handle any additional loads. For example, if you are considering adding a pool heater or saltwater chlorinator in the future, make sure that your electrical panel has enough available breaker slots and that the wiring is sized appropriately. It is always better to oversize the electrical system slightly to accommodate future needs. Finally, remember that electrical codes and regulations are constantly evolving. Stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC in your local electrical codes. This will help you ensure that your pool electrical system remains safe and compliant. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it is important to review the latest edition to ensure that you are following the most current requirements. You can also consult with a qualified electrician to stay informed about code changes and best practices. The ultimate goal is to create a safe and enjoyable pool environment for you and your family. By taking the necessary precautions and following the guidelines outlined in this narration, you can minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure that your pool electrical system is properly installed and maintained. Always prioritize safety and never hesitate to seek professional assistance when needed.